Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, it may be a little bit confusing, a negative reaction to travel restrictions easing. Well, let me get into it. I decided to make this video after reading a recent article in ASEAN Now. That's ASEANnow.com. Article is titled, Overall Negative Reaction to Thai COVID-19 Center Meeting. Majority of business owners, tourists want much further and faster easing of restrictions. Quoting directly, Bangkok, Thailand, following the major meeting of the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration in Bangkok, March 18, 2022, the overall reaction online and from business owners has been tepid at best and outright negative at worst. The Federation of Thai Industries, FTI, and the Thai Chamber of Commerce have both stated the changes are not enough to encourage wider foreign tourism and travel. And they go in further detail in that article. I urge those who are watching this video, check out that article. They go into further detail in there about the sort of the various permutations of this recent easing. And I got to tell you, just on a personal level, I have an overall negative reaction to the fact we're even still dealing with this stuff. I really don't get it at this point. There's this supposed timeline to make things, consider this endemic. Meanwhile, all the metrics are saying this is fundamentally over, at least at the very tail end of ending. Most of the most of the other countries in this region have rolled back virtually, if not all of their requirements, and just basically said, we're done with that. In most of the rest of the world, this is all rolling back. And meanwhile, it seems that we're in some sort of bureaucratic feedback loop, some sort of quagmire, if you will, keeping us in the current state of affairs. And look, I've said it before and I'll say it again, in comparing the different jurisdictions around this region, and let me be clear, I'm not saying Thailand needs to get on the bandwagon with everybody else. Quite frankly, I would argue that maybe doing that in the beginning might have, or maybe not doing that in the beginning of this might have saved us some heartache, but let's leave that aside for the moment. I'm not saying just because all the other countries are doing this, we need to do this, but from the standpoint of comparative tourism destinations, it's a heck of a lot easier a decision to go to a country that says, yeah, just come on in, get on a plane, come on in, than a country that says, well, you need to go ahead and go through 6 layers of online digital bureaucracy, forms, document uploading, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We don't need to be doing that. And it's putting tourists out. Tourists aren't going to want to do that. And it's going to cause numbers to remain stagnant, if not drop further. So I hope, and I agree with the Federation of Thai Industries and Thai Chamber of Commerce, we need to encourage wider foreign tourism and travel, and the best way to do that is to ease these restrictions further. I would go even further and say it's going to be time to start really thinking about just disbanding this altogether, being done with it. Now, I understand that this notion that this gets treated as endemic, that seems to be, or at least it's sort of the implied finish line to all of this. Now, whether or not that's the case remains to be seen. But I think it's getting to be time at this point to just put this behind us.